Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Naaman with the Great Millstone Camp here in DC, back from the video. But first and foremost, call hello Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rekah Gradash, and of course, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who were well. Salutations also go out to the fellow Akim that are out there on the highways and byways. All right, week in and week out, aided of course by the many videos that are uploaded and are out there for edification of the hopeful elect's sake, because that's primarily what we're out here to do. All right, wake up that remnant of our people that are yet to wake up. All right, so here we have the copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use. All right, for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, personal use tips to balance in favor of fair use. All right, so there we are. And what we have here today is a video. This is from African Diaspora News. All right, and what we have here is an Ammonite telling this Edomite off. And said Japanese tells white man how he really feels about him. All right, so to the point where he says it's in your DNA, all right, about these Edomites, these self-professed white people, all right? And this is what the Bible says, all right? These are scriptures plenty. I wonder why you haven't been read these throughout your church-going years. I wonder why.
Hello family, welcome back to the African Diaspora News channel. I am Wongil Zelalem, and today I'm bringing you a video, a heated argument between an older Japanese gentleman and it sounds like it's a younger white man. It got heated, mostly it was the older Asian gentleman that was speaking his mind freely, I might add. And, you know, I think it comes with age as well. When you get older, from what I see in my experience, people get bolder. They don't care to please you. They don't sugarcoat things, and they'll say it as they mean it. And that's precisely what has happened in this instance. First, let me show you the clip and we'll have a discussion.
Means, my friend told me in Singapore, whites are evil. I cannot disagree. He said whites are evil, period. I'm not saying, I didn't say that, he said that. I'm not.
But you think it.
Yeah,
A lot of hate for white people, so I don't know. Chicken cross. Shout out Rainbed.
Now who's gonna next? Maybe Bill Gates? Bill Clinton? Donald Trump? One by one.
Well, so you're just naming all rich white guys.
I don't know. All these guys are involved. All white guys. No Asian men involved in this one. The Philippines, all white guys going after little girls. Then Thailand said, "This is your DNA. You have DNA. That's DNA." But I can understand, yeah, because white people, they robbed the whole world. They stole the world. America, Australia, New Zealand, India, they're robbers.
They're robbers. Isn't that scriptural? Let's get there real quick. All right. They're robbers. They're also murderers, rapists. This is John 10:10. The thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. All right. This is what they do. This, all right, we can go into Psalm 73rd chapter. This is what they do, as it says there, and we'll visit that, of course, later on. Just keep that.
America, Australia, New Zealand, India, they're robbers. Jamaica, or they're thieves, you know. Now they're coming here stealing Asian girls now. Shit. Bullshit. No respect.
So you just had a bad experience with
come on, I'm telling you,
with white people in general.
What you see around the world, you know, you don't deny that. Demand.
You know, try to
Emphasize again,
they'll
it
try to
is free to join my community.
They'll try
The
to
stocks I share
gaslight-
are also free. The techniques and strategies I
The
they'll
world.
try to gaslight you and me, like, don't believe your eyes. All right. And that goes into who has been in the position. All right, as it says in Revelation 20th chapter about deceiving the whole world. Who has been, all right, in a position? They own everything again. The things that really matter, they own, like the press, school books that you learn with in school, the curriculum, all that. Even the scriptures, which is the main thing since the time of Cristobal Colon, aka Christopher Columbus. This is what they've done. Put their images in our book, as it tells you in 1 Maccabees 3 and 48. All right? This is what they have done. They have deceived the world into thinking that they are something or someone that they're not.
You know, you don't deny that. Demand. Jeffrey Epstein.
Honestly, what amazes me is the shock and the acting, like the clueless, like all of a sudden you don't understand why the world feels the way it feels. We're all citizens of the world, and almost every other country has been impacted or touched. You name it, colonialism, slavery, systemic racism that they've put, taking our lands, indigenous people being wiped out, like almost everywhere, I'm saying, in a lot of continents. And so you act clueless, even though you benefit, you directly, let's say this young man.
That's just it. They act clueless. All right. This is another blessing of theirs in their ability to deceive, and just like the attributes of a snake, a serpent. All right. In the wicked sense.
And directly didn't do anything, but you're benefiting from your ancestors, what they've done, the looting, the stealing of resources, actual buying and selling of people, taking land, pushing away the locals that were living there, forcing them to assimilate. Like, this is not in vacuum. If it happened in one country over there, in the other somewhere else, we could argue, okay, maybe it's just once. But even if we just start from the 15th century to the 20th, we've seen the British Empire, we've seen the French Empire, we've seen the Portuguese, we've seen the Belgian, the Germans.
Edomites.
It's as recent as in Namibia, there's millions thousands that lost their lives because of Germany. In DR Congo, there are millions. It's estimated, I forget, was it 10 million? Because of Belgians. And they don't even accept it or admit it. A Belgian, like an average Belgian, doesn't even know what King Leopold did in DRC. They have no clue. They don't learn it in school. They're not apologetic. In fact, they tell us to forget about it. It's in the past. Let's move on. If we're moving on, how are we moving on? You're not even accepting. You're not even apologizing. You're not even giving reparations to those that you've hurt. And, in recent history, now in 2026, there's something called military intervention. And so there's that as well. History is telling us so many things that have happened. You've not acknowledged, right? So you are directly benefiting from your ancestors, from your grandfather, your father, and you're living in a system where it was set up for you. Mm-hmm. And you act so shocked and surprised when an older Asian gentleman mentions it to you and you don't get it.
Whose people you drop atomic bombs on, by the way, when you didn't need to, but you just had to try out this new weapon. And I say that because it was proven that Japan was trying to surrender, but they were trying to do it in a way as to protect their emperor. I believe February was the first time. I can't remember the second time. All right, but no, that was some wicked ass shit that they did. All right.
You're so clueless. You're like, why would you say that? Like, it's not all of us. How about you address it? How about you say, okay, those people that you mentioned, they've really wronged the world. They have blood on their hands. They've done so many wrong things. Like, we need to make it better. This generation needs to mend things. No, that's not usually the case. They tell you, like, forget about it. Like, it's in the past. Let's move on. How do you move on when you are directly benefiting and I am directly losing out on so much? So how do you want us just to pretend? Even when we pretend, and unfortunately, okay, I'll be honest about this, especially when it comes to the many African countries. Maybe you can take out South Africa because they directly face, right, like the racism, discrimination, the systemic racism. A lot of African countries, since we don't face it directly, face to face, we feel like we're free. We don't know that there's an invisible hand working behind the scenes with our governments, with the puppet leaders. It's literally
Yeah, because it's, I guess, the best way I can think of offhand to describe it is like regarding so-called white supremacy. It's like an infection. It's, once it's settled in, as it has permeated and, the whole world. All right. Yeah. And everyone, you have these, what they call white adjacent peoples that want to be, and it's I tell you what, Northern Kingdom down there in Central and South America, oh my goodness, they got it bad. All right. And I'm not going to go into that's a whole nother video, but Catholicism, which we all know is just another form of Edomite / white supremacy. Again, from the time of Christopher Columbus, all that shit was spread, and then those churches that sprang up as a result and underneath Catholicism, which you have today, and even in Islam, it's, not white supremacy, but it's against Jake. It might as well be. All right. That's a whole thing. But that was started by, again, the Catholic Church. All this goes back to white supremacy.
Working against us and taking our resources, looting from us, brain drain being a huge issue, and our youngest and brightest are being taken every day. We don't see it. We don't know it because it's being done behind the scenes. At least in many cases, like other continents, you face it directly, so you can actually address it directly. So that's the thing. They can pretend like it's dead and gone. Colonization is done. So why are you talking about it? What do you mean there's neo-colonization? What do you mean we are still being forced to accept your laws, your principles, how you view things, how, like, we are literally being shaped to be little minions of you by erasing our own culture, erasing what we believe in, like just a few days ago, we're talking about how Ugandan government police arrested 2 young women because their neighbors snitched on them, reported them, suspecting that they were, into some same-sex relationship, which is illegal in Uganda. But we were talking about it, how when it comes to the passing of that lawmakers were being threatened by US, by France, by European Union, because they wanted to pass in 2023 the anti-homosexuality law, which was passed eventually. But there was a lot of pushback. World Bank refused to give Ugandans money because they're like, no, you're gonna follow our rules, right? It's as if the world belongs to them and we live.
The caucasity, and that's the thing. These people, they deem that, and rightfully so, unlawful. Again, those pretending, as I just stated, about the scriptures, they took something that wasn't theirs, and we know that's in their spirit. All right, this has just been using our scriptures as a means to gain a foothold. All right, get their foot in the door. When you study how they colonized a lot of the brown nations, that's what they used. You know, and then once they got in, oh man, the history is there. It's rife with examples just like that. But to tell these people what they can and cannot do in their own country because of this Western, these Western ideals, which now a lot of people, countries are like, no, as it says in the scriptures, the nations were angry. Why? Because democracy, as a Trojan horse, and they're dealing with a lot of shit that they're saying, no, this ain't right. This is some wicked offbeat shit. But they turn around, as she just stated, and tell you, well, if you want to deal with us, this is what you have to do. Oh boy. We're not going to deal with you. We're not going to